Ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard Leland Neal, and I have seen Game Night. It's a movie in theaters, 2018. Yeah, so here's Game Night. Is that you've got these two really competitive husband and wife people, and every week they have a game night with their friends where they get together and play like Jenga or Life or Monopoly. No one ever plays Monopoly in one night. It doesn't work that way. And then they're having fertility problems because this dude feels inferior to his brother, which is kind of a stuck in there point, like a fork in your eggs. And then the brother happens to show up for game night with the dream car and say, hey, how about next week we do this at my place? And, they say yes. And it's one of those adventure game nights where a company comes out and pretends to kidnap you, and you have to solve the kidnapping. Only, of course, because this is a movie, there has to be a real kidnapping. Yeah, look, this movie is very similar to Gringo, which I've already reviewed, in the way there are twists and turns and reversals, and the thing is all over the place. And much like Gringo, this is a comedy. Well, it's a dramedy. So on the one hand, yes, I can criticize the plot elements that don't work. And I can criticize the fact that this movie has a lot of slow points designed to pad the runtime. And again, it's like in Annihilation, where I didn't like the flashback scenes. In one of the tensest moments in this particular film, you wind up with a bunch of flashback scenes because they needed to fill in more movie. So it's, we've got this relationship issue, let's put this back over here. It's like, why is this even in here? Come on. Get it going, get it going, get it going. The issue here, of course, is that this movie was too short. I think it started out with probably, some expositional dialogue of, yeah, we're going to game night at my brother's house this week because, he's got to usurp this thing for us. And then, well, this is a great idea, but it's only 45 minutes. So you tack another game night on the beginning, and then you've got this really great conclusion. Only what happens in the great conclusion is you find out, well, that things weren't what you expected them to be because we need more runtime. This is stupid, but we need more runtime. So we have to run with the stupid to make this work. Okay, so we've got the next thing that's happening, and this is where they just fell apart and said, okay, just get the script done. I don't care how much it costs, just get the script done. We're going to have a really big scene at this point. It's going to be really expensive to film. It's going to be really crazy. And this is just probably this one scene added double the budget because they had to use a runway and a private airplane, and this beautiful car got messed up. And so they've got this huge thing going on here that adds that extra couple of minutes to make this feature length. And then you watch it and it's like, yes, this is a fun movie. It is a fun movie. I enjoyed this movie. But I walked out of there going, you know what? That was wrong, and that was wrong, and that was wrong. And there are these things I personally didn't care for. So yeah, this is a feel-good movie. It is best enjoyed with a beer or two. So if you're going like to the AMC that serves alcohol, you may want to express that option. Or, they make these things. They're fake tampons that your girlfriend can put in her purse that have alcohol in them. And then, you just take a shot during the movie, then you can enjoy it. Or just wait for this to go on home video, because there's nothing particularly that you need the theater for. I mean, to be honest with you, I had no problem whatsoever with the acting. I thought the acting was pretty good. It's just, the only problem with this film is the screenplay. And it's a C screenplay that has obviously got a lot of forced moments in it and slow points. And none of those particular points are bad. It's just they conflict with the overall tone of the movie. So again, Game Night if you are going to the movies and you haven't seen it, it is a funny enough movie. It is a good time. But if you're only going to see one movie, if you are restricted in the number of movies you see, this is not a good choice. Again, if you're a casual moviegoer, you've seen everything else, game night, not a bad thing. But if the only movie you see this week, maybe look for something a little more theater. That's just it. I mean, again, if I were to give this movie a grade, it would be a B-. Okay, you know, not a bad movie. Acting is A, cinematography is A, script is C-. That's just, the script drags it down. Anyway, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I am Richard Leland Neal.